Huh? Huh. Huh. Big! What are you doing here?
Sonic, there you are. Glad I found you. If something happens now, there's no point to my rescuing you.
Nope, see ya! Oh yes, Sonic Adventure 2. The fanbase's pride and joy. Now the real question is, what has been said about this game? The speed stages are amazing. The speed stages are amazing. The speed stages are amazing. Okay, stop the music. Okay, I know quite a few of you really, really love this game. But I really don't. I love the Sonic sections. I love the Shadow sections. But I can't ignore the entire package. Like, especially the gun mech sections. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. Sonic's character in this story is very intriguing, very fascinating, and it's really worth going through. So please like and subscribe if you really like the video. Here we're going through all the main Sonic games in order to create a definitive bio of Sonic's original character before the change. Once we've completed this bio, I plan on going over why this change might have happened, and we'll go from there. Stick around or take off. Either way, I'm bunny hopping back into it. Here we! Woohoo! Alright, let's jump into the hero story. The story begins with a false arrest of Sonic the Hedgehog, who is mistaken for a new villain, Shadow. As Dr. Eggman threatens the world with a planet-destroying weapon, Sonic must team up with Tails and Amy to escape prison and clear his name. Knuckles' story runs parallel, as he is tasked with finding the pieces of the Shattered Chaos Emerald. Master Emerald. After Eggman's attempt to steal it, the heroes ultimately unite on the Ark Space Colony to stop Eggman, who is trying to use the clipped cannon and super weapon powered by the emeralds to destroy the world. Seems simple enough, eh? Well, let's go to prison.
Right there, criminal scum. Nobody breaks the law on my watch.
Wait a sec! We can talk about this! No! Let's watch Wendy's translation carefully.
エミー？
大きな声出さないで。エミーローズ、華麗に見参って感じ。
お前何しに来たんだ？
そこまでテイルスに連れてきてもらっちゃった。でもいいのかな、そんな態度で。見れば随分とお困りのようですけど。
俺は俺の偽物の手がかりを探すためにわざと捕まってんだ。
偽物？黒いハリネズミの？
あったのか？やつは今どこにいるんだ？
教えたら私と結婚してくれる？
No way！
チャンスだと思ったのに。あの黒いハリネズミはエッグマンと一緒に今この島に来てるわ。
またもやエッグマンの仕業ってわけか。
でも何この部屋の落書き。ソニックが書いたの？あ、ソニック待ってよー。
Alright, a few things. Let's start with the obvious. Sonic is avoiding eye contact for most of this conversation. And he even switches to stretching and making sure that he's all fit while talking to Amy. Now, only two possibilities come to mind for why he'll do this. Possibility one, he could just be getting ready to go, knowing that he's being set free. But doubt that, since he was planning on staying in that jail cell at that point, not being told Shadow's presence until after. Or two. He's trying to distract himself for some reason. And considering that he's avoiding eye contact with Amy, he's trying to distract himself from her for some reason. Yeah, you guys from the last video probably know that I'm talking about a crush on Amy. Hush, just getting it out of the way. In Sonic Adventure 1, I noticed a lot of details that could refer to a crush on Amy. But because of how the low quality models, animations, and voice acting was, it's very hard to tell. But here though, I think it helps concrete it. Sonic got what I call avoidant shyness. Kids are usually the ones who have this form of crushes. It tends to make them want to keep their distance, for say, but yet they still want to do stuff for them and then help them out. A good example of this is within the movie My Neighbor Totoro. Look out for the boy Kanto sometime if you ever watched the movie. Anyway, just thought I should comment on it since it is a huge factor within this scene. And hey, maybe something else explains Sonic's behavior, and I've just overlooked it. Comment down below, if so. Now let's move on. Throughout this very scene, he also seems very focused on Shadow, not really paying much mind to his situation. Or maybe it is his situation. Tell me, Clegg, what is the purpose of a scene within storytelling?
You can't be serious. How is this related to the topic?
It's simple. A scene symbolizes change. In the smallest moment in a story where something must change.
Fine, let's see where you're going.
A scene is not simply a chunk of time. It is a narrative unit with a job to do. If nothing changes, then it's not a scene. It's filler.
Are you claiming that this scene's filler? Why even talk about it?
Furthermore, Clegg, a scene needs three factors to be considered a scene: plot progression, character development, and thematical reinforcement. Or even furthermore, the two forces, a goal and a conflict.
What's your point?
I bet the scene of the story seems a little random to choose, but I think it sets up the entire story with one final stepping stone.
What? All that happens in this scene is Sonic the Hedgehog being impatient, Amy flirting, and Sonic rejecting her. What could there be that sets up this entire story?
Desperate impatience.
Objection! You're just adding a word upon something I've already said. How dare you? You've planned everything.
Well, yeah, this is my YouTube video. What did you expect? Also, I'm getting a little sick of this Ace Attorney bit. So bye-bye.
No, wait!
Now let's see. Desperate impatience. What does that even mean? What did Sonic say was his goal again?
俺は俺の偽物の手がかりを探すためにわざと捕まってんだ。
Oh yeah, that's right. Throughout this entire story of Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic has been chasing down Shadow the Hedgehog the entire time. Not to stop Eggman, not to save the world. Just chasing down his imposter. Something about having someone out there pretending to be him seems to bother him a lot. So I'm kinda curious to why. I personally never thought of Sonic the Hedgehog as someone who cares for such things. Sadly, no matter how many times I watch this translation, no matter how many times I play the game, I do not get a direct answer, which is very annoying for this video. But I do have theories. This scene alone is clearly made to establish Sonic's goal, but let's face it, it fails. It tells us what he's doing, looking for Shadow, but he doesn't tell us why. Is it because he has an ego? Is it because his presence are gonna harm his friends? We have no idea. Which is why I suggest we look at Sonic X real quick. I know I say this every time when I mention Sonic X, but I'll say it again for everyone who doesn't know. Sonic X was co-produced by Sonic Team. So everything within Sonic X is technically referenceable. It's not the same world, but it's a reflection of it. Understood? Good. Now let's go check it out real quick. Quick note, to avoid copyright, I am gonna make a few changes to the footage. Now let's jump to after their first encounter in the show.
もうこれ以上遊んでいる暇はない。アディオス、ソニック・ザ・ヘッジホッグ。ロスコントロール。
ソニックに次ぐ。敵は完全に包囲された。正しく投降をしろ。
ひょっとしてそんなもんで俺が捕まえられるとでも思ってんのか？
黙れ。5つ数える間に考えろ。5、4、3。
もうやめてソニック。これ以上戦ったらソニックはソニック。
君下がっていたまえ。あれが獣の正体なんだ。あんな生物はプリズンアイランドの特別室にでも叩き込んでおかないと危険だ。
プリズンアイランドだ。
それがどうした？
俺そこに連れて行かれるの？
すでに準備はできている。
じゃあクリス、お前の言う通りだ。僕はおとなしく交戦するぜ。
取り押さえろ。
お手柔らかに頼むよ。カムスコントロールだって冗談じゃない。テイクもいいところだ。こうなったらトリックなしのガチンコ勝負だ。みんなシャボー。心配するなって。またすぐに会えるさバディ。
Alright, we got our goal. Well, kinda. Sonic the Hedgehog wants to challenge Shadow the Hedgehog again. He wants a fair match, without the Chaos Emeralds. That's the reason why he's so hyper-focused on Shadow in the game. Like, yes, he wants to help out his friends, and make sure that they're all safe. But his main goal is literally just to challenge Shadow again. And yes, we all basically knew this, but we had to be sure, you know? I don't like going off of loosely based information. Now, why does Sonic even want a fair match? That's my big question for this story. Why does he even want to do this? Okay, I give up. I think it's impossible to truly know from this game alone. Like, how? How? I blame bad storytelling. As a writer, as a storyteller, this is so frustrating. Like, low-key. Okay. This is probably why the Sonic movie of Sonic Adventure 2 turned out the way it did. Introduced the characters and literally had Sonic tasked to do a Shadow the Hedgehog originally. Like, this is probably why. So, let's just move on. We don't need the story reasons. We're here to find out about Sonic's character. This lasagna is good. Okay, so Sonic has desperate impatience in order to fight Shadow, and literally tosses himself into prison to do so, which shows he's stubborn and or determined, hyper-focusing on it and not really paying attention to anything else. Also, his goals change halfway through the game, in order to stop Eggman from destroying the planet or something like that. Man, I feel really pouty. Anyway, as they chase down Eggman, I noticed something how Sonic interacts with Knuckles in this game. Go ahead and take a look-see.
この先がいよいよ基地の中心だね。
あの親父は相当なメカマニアだからな。宇宙船の1個や2個ぐらいコレクションしてんだろ。
でも閉まってる。何か鍵が必要みたいだよ。
なーに、探せば見つかるさ。ナナコース。
おい、俺がその鍵を探すのか？
期待してるぜ。世界一のトレジャーハンター。これがエッグマンたちのいるスペースコロニーか。
みんな大丈夫？もうすぐ近くに着陸するから。
後ろのハッチ開いてるんじゃないのか？
大丈夫だって。どうせマスターエメラルドのかけら以外何にも入ってないんだろ。
今すぐここで降ろせ。
バカやめろ。俺たちまで道連れにする気か。ああ、やめろ。そのレバー押すんじゃない。うわ、
Sonic's always messing with Knuckles. Teasing, volunteering him. He's always joking around. He's antagonistic towards Knuckles for some reason. Playfully, of course. But it really makes me question if they are friends. In this game, at least. Like, yeah, Sonic at least trusts him to look after his friends. And so he can face off Shadow. But Knuckles himself never gave Sonic any friendly remarks, even to the games up to this point. So, I believe it's more of a one-sided thing. Sonic sees Knuckles as a friend, but he doesn't seem to see Sonic as a friend. So it's more of a situation where their banter is like their form of a relationship, per se. They're friendly, but not friends yet. Who knows, like always, I could be missing something. Also, throughout the game, he never doubts Tails' abilities. In fact, he hands over all the responsibilities to him once he thought he was gonna die. I think that shows a lot of trust into his friends. And honestly, in the other games, I don't see any points where he doubts Tails either. So there's just a deep trust within Sonic. Anyway, finally we've reached the moment we've all been waiting for. This is a Sonic character analysis video, so of course we're going through the scene.
「驚いたな。てっきりあの爆発で宇宙の塵にでもなったと思っていた。
あいにくしぶといのが取り柄でね。お前のおかげで助かったぜ。
それはカオスエメラルドだ。まさかそんなフェイクを使ってカオスコントロールを。どうやら似ているのは姿形だけでもないらしい。君は一体何者なんだ？
俺は俺さ。冒険好きのただのハリネズミ。ソニック・ザ・ヘッジホッグさ。
なるほど。だが君の存在はもはや無視できなかった。君の冒険ごっこ、ここで終わりにしてもらおう。
Easily one of the most iconic scenes in the Sonic franchise, and one of the best written in this game. It's the first and only time where Sonic tells you his nature, tells you anything about himself really, throughout the entire franchise. He's just what he says. I am who I am. Just a hedgehog that loves adventure. Sonic the Hedgehog. Wait, do-over. Let's see. Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway, another thing to note about this scene is that Sonic thanks Shadow, showing a sign that now he sees Shadow more of a rival than an antagonist. This might just be because they can fight fair and square now, But also could be a sign that now that Sonic knows he can use Shadow's powers, he feels a lot more fair. Either way, he sees Shadow as equal now, which is kind of fascinating. I may not know Sonic's reasoning for even wanting to fight Shadow originally for the first encounter. Like, Shadow was basically just showing off his abilities and didn't even fight him within the game. They do fight in Sonic X. But it's clear that Sonic is passionate about this, getting some kind of thrill. Anyway, the last thing we have to talk about is the Omnivert topic I brought up in the last video. This might surprise you, but I don't think there's any new evidence leaning on either side about him being an introvert, an extrovert, or even an omnivert. You could say that it only adds on to the evidence of the last video, but I'm not sure if it even does that, per se. I will say throughout the entire game, he's totally relaxed around every character he interacts with, and pretty chill about everything. The only moments where I can think otherwise is the first encounter with Shadow, and maybe the scene where Sonic was about to get shot out of space, you know? The encounter with Shadow can be brushed off as just pure shock of his abilities. And the scene with Eggman can be brushed off as just Sonic being jokey, per se. So I will stick with the idea of Sonic just being an ambivert, a character that carries traits from both, per se. Anyway, does the bio change? Well, of course it does. It always changes at this point. Here you are, the purest bio so far. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the entire video. And I hope that you stick around for my next one. See ya! First of all, thank you guys for all your support. It's been a crazy ride. I only have 3 more weeks to make this channel profitable, or else I'll have to quit. At least for a long time. And I've gained so many video ideas while making this series. Like, I want to analyze Knuckles, Amy's, Tails 2. I also want to talk about Sonic X a bit further. Or maybe my own idea of a Sonic TV show. Either way, this series is starting to come to an end. The only 2 games left to go through is Sonic Heroes and Sonic 06. And then after that, I'll start putting all the pieces together and talk about why this Sonic could have gone missing and whatnot. Or got switched out. I also want to analyze IDW at some point. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the comics, personally. But it might be really fun to look through it all. Second note, I feel like I should explain my feelings on Sonic Adventure 2. Since I did comment on it just a itsy bit, and quite a few of you probably are going to ask questions about it in the comments. At least that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I honestly don't see Sonic Adventure 2 as a Sonic game. It's more of a Tails and Shadow game to me. Like, yeah, it's definitely more of a Shadow game. It doesn't feel like a Sonic game to me. And I did love it when I played it for the first time. But every time I replayed it since, I've been getting more frustrated and annoyed with it. I still love the multiplayer though. Like, that thing rocks. I think I'm just getting older. Like, I'm noticing that video games are becoming harder and harder for me to play the older I'm getting. And I am having less time to play them, too. I guess that makes sense. And those who are worrying about my situation, thank you. And I am trying to come up with ways around it. And ways to keep the channel going. Like, I might end up taking one of these weeks off to make extra change somewhere else. Not gonna say what, for privacy reasons, but I am looking into options. Anyway, again, thank you for all your support. Bye-bye.